Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mr. Phoenix. I wanted to let you know that we have a wonderful, amazing co-host. She is Nicole. Can you talk?
Hi, guys. How's it going?
There it goes. It's working.
Can you hear? All right. Good.
All right. We've got a great, amazing guest, and we have a giveaway. So hopefully you remember the special secret code word. That way you can type it into the comments. And oh yeah, that's my thing. Never mind. Anyway, let's hear it for Justin and Chris, who owns the Savannah Paranormal Museum.
Heck yeah.
Ooh. Oh, applause. Hardly ever expect applause on a podcast. Hey, how's it going?
Great. How are you?
Doing well.
Good to be here.
Oh,
Thank you.
You guys turned a little bit of light on.
It is our gift shop lights.
Yes, we're trying to create ambiance.
Yes.
We gotta have the spooky.
Yeah.
All right. So tell us a little bit about why you wanted the museum. Like because you said you're the owner. So what kind of sparked the flame?
So I have been kind of chasing ghosts since 1976. And so I've been chasing ghosts since I was a small child. And I've chased ghosts on 5 continents. I have had a myriad of experiences, and I've always reserved a lot of my attention towards the paranormal. And that got me a reputation among my friends. And having a reputation as being the spooky guy generally means at some point someone's going to show up at your house with something and be like, this thing freaks me out. And they'll give it to you. And I don't know what to do with it. It's just because I have an interest in paranormal doesn't mean I'm like, able to do something. So I had this small collection of items that friends over the years have brought to me. And my wife has a very strong rule, which is no haunted stuff in the house. And so, we have a shed, and all this stuff was in the shed. So I had the most haunted shed on the block. And living in Savannah, Georgia, ghost industry is pretty high here. Haunted industry is the tourism in Savannah is probably one of its most bankable industries in Savannah, and haunting is a big part of that. And I have run ghost tours, and I have been a part of a lot of different endeavors in Savannah. And me and my wife, we just wanted to create something that was kind of complimentary. We didn't want to be like competitive. We didn't want to show up and be like, hey, we're the, big kids on the block. So after kicking it around for a while, it's like, we do have about 20 plus items. And I wonder if we could kind of like reach out and see if we could like curate a little more. And during that discussion, while we were like thinking about that, a museum in Oklahoma, a paranormal museum, was shutting its doors, and they literally were like, hey, do you know anyone who might be interested in buying these artifacts? And I was like, I guess that's a sign. So we set out to build out this museum. My friend Justin here, we call him a blocker because he doesn't seem to have any oogies or boogies. He just kind of, handles the items. Like if I get too close to certain items, I get dizzy or I'll feel nauseous. There's a whole exhibit right now that I can't even get near right now. Over time, I kind of get a little sense about it and I can handle it. But when I first introduced to a lot of these items, they make me sick. Enter Justin,
Yes,
who will lick the item.
I will. I
Oh my
do
God.
not have any qualms about.
There's no self-preservation
handle.
at
No,
all.
I don't. I don't. I handle. I'm willing to handle all the items. Sometimes against everyone's better judgment.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, I have no problem with handling anything. I don't get the ill or the weirdness out of it. There's a couple that make me uncomfortable, but I don't know that that's. I think it's
That's
just
just
more
common sense.
how they look. Yeah, it's just common sense. Which
They're
I
just
have very little. of,
Creepy
but
looking
every once in a
things,
while-
right? Although this last exhibit, when it first came in, even before we opened the
Yeah,
box,
even before we opened the box of this last exhibit, I was just like, I actually, is this what it feels like? It's intense. It's really intense.
So, what was the very first item that you got for your museum?
so gosh, so we're looking at maybe 25 years ago. I had a friend who moved to North Carolina. He bought a farmland kind of thing, and he found in his barn it's kind of like a saw knife. It looks like a saw, and it's kind of innocuous. It doesn't really look like anything out of the ordinary. But he said that when he brought it in from the barn into his house, all kinds of mayhem was happening. He had electrical problems. His health was deteriorating. He started seeing like weird things in his house, and so
Dang.
without consulting me at all, he mailed it to me. Like
I don't want this thing. Have it.
I mean, what I just told you, I had no idea. He just sent me this thing, and I see it, and I call him. I'm like, "What is this?" And he tells me the story, and I'm like, "Why did you send it to me?" And he said, "Well, you're the ghost guy."
That's what I
go,
sent
"What?"
it to.
And so doing research, I learned that it is it's a butcher's saw used to cut through like beef legs and beef bones, but it is from the era of the Civil War, and when the surgical saws would fail when they're amputating soldiers,
They would use
turn
those.
to,
Yeah.
they would turn to these. And it was interesting because the strangest part about this saw is the other side of the saw has been sharpened. So where it would have been dull on one side, it had been sharpened to the point at which, oh, they're using this to cut through things, as well. They're also cutting with this other side, which suggests fabric or suggests, other uses than just.
Oh, see, I was thinking maybe they wanted to get through the flesh faster.
Yeah,
Like as in a human, so they didn't want it to hurt as much.
Yeah, that makes sense a lot. And so we had this item, and I had kept it actually it was in the trunk of my car for years. And yeah, exactly. And I had a very haunted trunk because I would get these things and I just drive around with them for a long time. But when
Sounds like a euphemism.
well,
Haunted trunk.
I got a haunted trunk. But when me and my wife bought our house, we started just putting it in the shed. We started keeping all these things in the shed. But that was and that wasn't the first haunted item I've ever been in contact with or had. It was the one that I kept. I've had when I was in high school, possibly the most haunted item that I had was it was a very crudely carved wooden stake. It was kind of in the shape of a knife, but it was very crudely, but it was a deep red, and it was very odd, and it would be conveyed to me that it was a vampire hunting tool, and I was like,
Gotcha.
I don't know that that there's any provenance to it. I couldn't tell, but I got into a lot of weird incidences where people who claimed to be vampires would seek me out. And I could not figure out why or how they would know that I had this thing. And I was like, is there like, and this was like the 80s. So it wasn't like there was like a whole lot of conversation.
Wasn't
like,
popular.
we didn't have
Yeah.
the internet.
Yeah.
We didn't, it's not like I had a cell phone or that I was, on the social medias. So it was very odd. And I mean, it got so bad that even my geometry teacher in high school used me as a geometry problem of, if Chris Soucy were drinking blood every night,
Oh God!
and turning people into vampires, there would be no humans left. And I'm like, why are you doing this to me?
You were Buffy.
Well, maybe they were showing you your adult path where you were going.
It's so easy and in the paranormal field, this is a truth is that even the smallest kernel of interest will turn into a full phenomenon without you knowing, without you paying attention. Everybody will talk about it, and you won't even realize, everybody knows about this. I was not trying to get it out there.
Now, the knife
Gotcha.
that he was talking about is on display in the museum.
We
It's
do
one of
have
the
it on display.
first things you
Yeah.
come across as you go into our haunted artifact gallery.
Okay. That's
Has
cool.
anybody ever investigated the museum now that you have the museum all set up?
Actually, we have. We've had several different groups come through, and I'm trying to. I'm really bad with names. We've had several influencers, paranormal influencers, come through. We've had people who design
Equipment.
paranormal equipment. Austin Maynard and his crew. Oh, you know what? I have it right here. IDC Devices came through.
Okay.
And they do like the Gateway project, paranormal investigating, and we've had several people come through, and we actually opened up the museum to like the public during like Halloween to give them an opportunity to come through. But within like, I think it was the very first one we had an unfortunate incident. One of our guests kind of lost their minds, really.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did they have to be removed from the building?
They had to be exercised.
Oh,
Oh, dang.
geez. So did they
like,
actually like touch something that was in the museum, or you don't know
So-
how that?
It's actually kind of a long trek of things, and we know what item it was that he was interacting with, but the series of events that led to it kind of all coincide in the fact that he was very much of the mindset that he could take it, and so he came in with an announcement in his heart that if there's anything here, come at me. That kind of mentality that sometimes people get when they show up.
welcoming.
And so he was like, yeah,
Haunting.
come inside me. I want it. I want to see it. I want to feel it. So much so that he had left all of his protective things, his cross, his holy water in his car. And when he came in, he was like bare. And actually, if you follow us on TikTok, we do have it on. We have the videos of that event.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you look
Awesome!
us
I
up.
can't wait to watch them.
Yeah.
It's something.
It actually starts with like one of my coworkers. We have a podcast, and our podcast producer, he got hit in the back real hard, like by some invisible force. We caught that on camera. And when this person, and weeks later, this person who came in, he got hit in the back, and that was the signal that he was going to later have this issue.
Yeah.
Because my producer, when he got hit in the back, he ran, he left.
Just noped right on out.
Snap.
When this individual got hit in the back, he stayed in the building until he was incommunicable. We tried to talk to him, and he couldn't. He just growled and screamed, and it was very, very unsettling.
Hey.
Oh wow. So
James
that-
Cunningham.
with,
So
with-
Wizard of Oz. He actually was here just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
He brought the demon toaster,
One of my favorite things.
and this one ate a sandwich made with toast that came out of the demon toaster.
I did.
Interesting. What kind of sandwich?
We had multiple meats and
Yeah.
cheeses.
It was like ham, turkey. We're going for the club sandwich.
Yeah, it was kind of a
feel.
club.
Right on.
You're
Yeah.
saying we, so you ate the sandwich too?
Oh no. No.
Oh,
No. That's not my bit.
I would never do such a thing, says he.
Yes.
I was very excited. This is the second time the toaster came around. The first time I ate a bite of toast because he
Which is
wouldn't let
on
me-
display
Yeah,
in the museum.
he would not let me eat any more than one bite. But this time I convinced him to let me eat a whole sandwich. It was very
So
exciting for me.
Justin, what piece that's there bothers you the most?
This new exhibit that we have is it's got such a heavy feeling to it. Again, I'm not sensitive to any of this, but I think it's more of the instance around it makes me uncomfortable. We also got a doll named Melvin.
Melvin is very disturbing.
Melvin, I think it's just the look of him. I'm not fond of Melvin either.
So James Cunningham and us had a doll exchange because we have a doll of his in our most active room, our Emeraldine room. And I can't say that there's a whole lot of extra activity, although I will say I've more than once looked at that doll thinking, did that doll move?
Actually, I haven't told you this.
Yes.
The other day, somebody said that they had more of a bad feeling from that doll than they did from Emeraldine.
Yeah, I think that doll is collecting some very sinister vibes because there's supposedly a dark entity in that room. So James Cunningham is just telling us that the doll that we sent with him to camp out at his museum. For those of you who don't know, James Cunningham has a museum in Dothan, Alabama.
Okay.
And he, the Wizard of Oz, has I would call them much more intense pieces, not more haunted, just the like we do not carry anything that is human remains. We don't carry anything of that nature. But James does have some of those items.
Okay. So what's your most haunted item you have there? That you
we're learning. We're learning. One of the things that gave us the most like visceral experience was it's called a Kuman thong, and the Kuman thong is a Thailand idol that is originally it was made from dead fetuses, and they would gild them in gold and then give them to the family as a good luck measure. You're supposed to take these dead children and care for them. And then the fortune of the child becomes your fortune. And that is, just one of their beliefs. So this Kuman thong is built after the ban on that practice, but it's very intense and it's very weird. But when we first opened it, it exuded the utter smell of death. Like just rotten meat, just horrible stench.
If you had dug an open grave.
Yeah, it was because there was also like a wet mud smell, to it as well.
Oh, wow.
And it was just terrible to the point at which we were like, we're going to have to get rid of this item. We can't have it in the museum. But we actually had a psychic who was able to communicate with a spirit that was saying that this Kuman thong is not what we think it is. It's actually a vessel for a demon and needs a very special protection on it, of a special herb. It kept saying this herb, this white herb, this herb. So I had to go and like talk to a monk from Thailand who basically instructed me that the herb is called 100-year herb, 100-year blessing herb, no, 100-year herb.
Yeah.
And the 100-year herb can be turned into a little amulet. We got the amulet, we put it in there, and the smell went away immediately. The moment it was the amulet, it was gone, and it was like that is probably one of the weirdest, like because it was so.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, I was thinking that you were going to buy stock in Febreze.
Well, that's the next step.
Yeah.
So do you keep any of them like in their own like glass cases, or are they all like out together?
We'll take you a stroll through.
Okay.
Most everything is in its own case. Nothing's out for. Not very few things are just out.
The more dangerous it is, the more it's enclosed.
Right.
We have
we'll have a glass case, and then we'll have a salt ring around it if it's really bad.
Yeah,
because we've had several things that had jumped out and stung some people.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so we were talking about it in the beginning. I'm gonna make you kind of rewind yourself.
Okay.
The Ouija board. How many do you have, and like what kind of era are they from?
How many do we have? 1, 2.
I think it's like 10.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, probably like 10.
Around 10. we're getting them at such a fast pace right now.
We haven't kept track.
Because people do not want their Ouija boards. There's a lot of people who are just like, this is, a terrifying thing that, my kid had this experience, or I had this experience, or this happened here. So we get a lot of drop-offs of things.
Uh-huh.
And the oldest that we have is like a 1926 William Full. We also have several 1960, that's 60 to 71, I think, version. Several pretty modern ones too, but
The New Age.
The Stranger Things Ouija board.
we do have a Stranger Things Ouija board that came to us from an
Nice.
exorcist who sent it to us and was like, here,
That's
take
kind of
this.
cool, though.
And yeah, it's one of those things where you're like, is this just, what? Because I think it's still wrapped, right?
Yeah,
it's not even
never
open.
been open.
And it's
Oh
like,
my.
it was just among the belongings of somebody who was having such an intense experience that just to be on the safe side, they
So I had a client that came to my shop, and she had a Ouija board, and she does paranormal investigating, and they have a team down here and everything. And she had a Ouija board, and she gave it to me. She was like, here, take this thing. I don't know what to do with it. And she was having all kinds of issues, supposedly, but I've had it for years and never had anything happen. But it was just one of the games, like the game that you got from like, Toys R Us in like the 70s.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's just something that people don't fully understand, that it's not about necessarily the vintage or how creepy it is or anything like that. Many things are just terrifying because of their proximity to some tragedy or some issue.
Oh, for sure.
Many haunted mirrors are just those Walmart, hang on your wall mirrors.
All right.
They're not, they don't need to be these ornate, with devil carvings all around it. It's about all the intention around the item and how they were, in proximity to things. And in some cases, it's just bad luck. Sometimes it's just something completely innocuous, and you're looking at it and you're like, I think this item is haunted. I think this item has some bad juju.
What do you do with the items that you get mailed to you or brought to you that you don't want to put on display? Like, how do you get rid of them?
So the best way to get rid of a haunted object that you don't have any intentions of displaying or keeping or passing on is to give it a proper burial.
Okay.
The act of burial is a worldwide phenomenon, a ritual that every culture recognizes. And it's one of those things that because humans have done it so long, it is a clear message that you are no longer welcome in this plane. You're no longer welcome to, participate. And it's sometimes you have to explain to a spirit that it is not allowed to be with us. And a burial, a proper burial, and by proper burial, I just mean, a ritual that is recognizable, whether you read from the Bible or from the Quran or anything that you have any particular faith in. If you could find holy ground, great. But if you can just bless the ground on your own, that's fine too. You just want to go through those ritualistic moments that have been cemented by centuries and centuries of participation. That gives the item sort of the ground rules of its existence. When you bury it, it says, stay away. Like if you burn it, that's just releasing it. That's just saying, oh, by the way, this body no longer can hold you. So you are free to go. So don't burn the item. Don't break the item. Don't throw it away because it'll stay resonant and then down the road find a way to either come back, not necessarily at you, but at somebody who comes in contact with it.
That's the topic of many horror movies.
It truly is.
Yes,
Found this thing that was cursed.
Right. Okay. You have some other questions, Nicole?
Have you ever like taken the museum maybe on the road with you? Like maybe the con or something like that?
So we have a mini museum, which is basically a suitcase that is set up with slats and shelves. And we have done a couple of cons locally. We haven't done any out of state cons. and it really is just a measure of, you know, getting the word out there. But for the most part, the things that we had selected to go on the mobile museum are the ones that aren't so highlighted in the museum itself. So
we've also kind of got to be careful what we bring out and about
Yeah.
to people.
Yeah.
Right. So it
We've
doesn't
got-
bring something else back with you.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
We've curated the museum with all sorts of different protective items to keep everything here.
And to dampen them, you know,
and to
because we're not
dampen 'em.
interested. We're not trying to scare anyone, and we're not trying to like curse anyone. We don't want anybody to come in and get damage from these items. So we have put like many different cultures, symbologies, many different cultures, kind of protections all around, so that the spirits are less inclined to cause damage or to kind of lash out.
Right.
But when we leave, it's hard to judge which items are the safest to travel with.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few kind of like traveling museums or whatever here in Orlando, where like they'll take like a whole trailer full of stuff to a convention.
Oh, sure. No. We only we're actually a very small museum, so we try not to diminish the in-house exhibits too much. So it's basically the size of a Foot Locker. But it'll house somewhere in the vicinity of 12 items.
So you're going back to your haunted trunk again.
Yes, exactly. Back to the haunted trunk.
Yeah.
So what item would you like really want in your museum? Like that's already out there. The money grabber.
It's a difficult question. Well, you know, and that's one of those things is I don't really covet any items per se. Mostly because the idea behind the museum was also kind of I would love for people to be able to kind of test how they feel around these items to see, because to me, if a skeptic shows up, walks to the museum and nothing happens, he's reinforced his faith. And if a person who has vast sensitivities comes into the museum and has all these things happen, that's reinforced their faith. So I'm never thinking, oh man, if only we had this item, it would really make, you know, people pay attention. Because a lot of what we're trying to do is just slowly open the door. And so we don't want to like throw them off of the diving board.
A lot of it is more kind of an education of the paranormal than trying to scare anybody.
Right. I was gonna say because my mind keeps wrapping around Robert the Doll. I mean, he's down in Key West.
We have we went to Key West and we bought like one of the Robert the Dolls from the Robert the Doll gift shop in there, and we have it on display as by the way, this is the kind of thing that we have a paranormal history room, and we filled that with, you know, these are famous things that people have noted or experienced, or you know, and so I would not necessarily want Robert the Doll. He seems like a handful.
Right.
I wouldn't necessarily want Annabelle. She seems like a handful.
I know, getting lost at everything. I mean,
yeah, I don't like any of that. That's I need my dolls to behave. I need my artifacts to stay put. But yeah, I do think that it's more about what I would love is items that carry with them the weight. Where people sense it, you know, and so the more people that sense it, the more those are the items I want. I want items where people, when they stand next to it, go, oh, you know, they have that moment.
They feel it somehow.
And you know, I've known many people to be in the presence of Robert the Doll and Annabelle and not feel anything, but I think that's also too because they're expecting so much, because they're holding a high bar. And it's like if you have some celebrity haunted item, it's possible that people will sabotage themselves. They will kind of get in their own way of the experience because they're so busy thinking that they're, you know, going to have their face eaten off or something.
My favorite thing about this museum is that we accept items from people who want to get rid of them. So we've been open a year, and this museum is completely different than it was when we opened. A lot of that is just from people bringing stuff in. They're like, oh, thank God I have some place to put this.
Absolutely.
And those are the items that I love. One of my the Nightmare Mare. People who have these, or the Calamity Clown. We have so many items that have been given to us from people, and they later tell us that all the problems they were having are now gone. All the issues that they were having were released from them. As soon as they were away from the item.
We had an item that the woman did not want to get rid of, and her friends basically bullied her into getting rid of it because they were certain that item was just cursed. It was just causing her life so much stress and so much problems that they were concerned for her, not literally for her health. And it was one of those things where when it was delivered to us and she was free of it, her life took this huge turn. It just improved. Yeah. And it's like, that's so awesome. Fascinating and interesting. Whether or not it's a paranormal question or just a, psychological question, that's
exactly. Yeah. It might just be in her head, but
what
it made it better.
She loved the item, and she refused to acknowledge that anything about the item was causing her these problems. And it wasn't until she was away from the item that her life improved enough for her to remark, oh, this is, my life is markedly better.
So those are the items I want.
To
get in the museum is those items that we're so personally.
And they come anything that has a good story, anything that gives us that solid, because most haunted items do not come with stories. Most items are just sensations and feelings and experiences that are very isolated, but you're not going to be like, well, that doll was from 1821. It was owned by Bridget Ford, and she, died at 12 years old. It's very hard to get that much information out of like just an object, especially like a mass-produced object, like a doll or some innocuous object that, you're not going to look it up and be like, oh yeah, this was in the Sears catalog in 1948. It's very difficult to track a lot of things.
Right.
Well, I was going to take a little small commercial break, show an old commercial of Vinny, and do you mind taking us on a tour?
We'll walk you around.
All right, and then also after the tour, we will be doing the giveaway. So be ready and have that secret word. All right, see you in a minute.
Hey, what up? This is your boy Vinny MG from the Mini Vinny Show. Come and watch me and my boy Mr. Phoenix every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget, let's talk paranormal.
All right.
Wondering if I should switch over to my phone.
He was kind of like my Robert the Doll.
Yeah.
He was more funny though.
I know.
Always wanted to see him run.
I know. That's what. See, my goal was originally taking this to do actual investigations and do it live, the podcast live and live investigations. And I love him to death, but him running away because he says he teleports. I want to see this.
All
right. I just loaded my phone up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will put it up right now. There we are. I'm going to make this
my mic. Okay.
You good?
I'm good. So I'm going to walk you around.
And I'm going to do it this way.
I can
as soon as... Oh, nope, we lost you.
That was me. I pressed the wrong button.
It's okay.
We actually have had some... We haven't been able to pinpoint it exactly, but because we've gotten so much stuff in recently. But something has come into this museum that is starting to wreak havoc on our electronic devices.
Oh, God.
So a lot of our equipment that we normally use from day to day is starting to get a little hinky and weird. And we still haven't been able to pinpoint it. Here we go. We got a tour now. Bring your microphone.
I'm bringing a microphone. All right.
Hello.
So here we are in the gift shop. That's where we were sitting. And through the glow of the wonderful gift shop, And now we're going into the history room.
Okay.
So this is our history room. We have things like the oldest depiction of a ghost and the oldest actual ghost story. And by saying ghost story, it means the actual story featuring a ghost haunting a person. There have been ghosts in stories before this one, but this is the one that is the classic, rattling chains, spirit coming in. And that was
interesting.
One of those stories that Pliny the Younger, and this was written in 1st century AD, and it kind of echoes with almost every ghost story you've ever heard. So it's interesting. Here we have, a classic seance table with a lot of the different bric-a-brac. Of course, Harry Houdini, who very famously was a debunker of the supernatural and the paranormal. Although he was a lifelong believer. I think people don't understand that he wasn't a person who didn't believe. He was just a skeptic. And skepticism does not mean you don't believe. It means you need the proof to be solid. You need the facts to be secure. And he was able to debunk everything that he came against.
But if you think about really what the seances were like back then, it'd be a lot easier to debunk a lot of things.
Right. We have the Fox sisters here, who were the famous spiritualists and kind of launched that mid 1800s spiritualist movement. But here we have the pictures of William Mumler, who was, famously has ghost photography. But while everybody kind of admitted that it had to be fake, in the end, no one could prove how he did it. And this is the only haunted object in our paranormal history room, in this room right here. And that is a old mirror that is monumentally haunted. And we actually have salt down here to protect people from the spirit that continuously tries to reach out and grab people.
Oh, wow.
We have a lot about the haunted witchcraft. Here's Robert the Doll. And we got an Annabelle too. We kind of explain that what the significance of these are. These are famous ghost photography. These are all, believed to be legitimate pictures from of ghosts caught on various devices. This is kind of a world how different cultures deal with the paranormal. And so we have a lot of that here. And then we come into this room, which is our Savannah room. And in the Savannah room, we actually have a map of Savannah. And it actually shows you the places. And then we have the little red strings that go to their locations.
Nice.
And the idea was to, it looks kind of like one of those conspiratorial murder walls. But it's there so that people can see how haunted this city is.
Well, you're kind of like a mecca there, Savannah, with the ghost tours and all that.
Oh, absolutely. And this is, fascinatingly, where the only the commercial places are here. None of the private residences that we have ghost stories for is here, because I don't want people to, show up at someone's house going, "Hey, where's a ghost?" So, and this is Gullah and Geechee stuff. Drums and Shadows, which is a works program book that actually covers a lot of folklore and belief in spirits. A lot of the superstitious things. We have a representation of the hag right here, and the haint blue, which they use to protect from spirits. Then we got a nice little selfie mural where you can have a seat and do that. We have some artifacts from the Pirate's House and Sorrel Weed House. And then we go into the cryptid room. Ooh. Cryptid room has a wide variety of cryptids, ranging from Hat Man to the Jersey Devil. We've got the Frogman, Loveland Frogman, Chupacabra, Fresno Walker, Bigfoot. But this is actually the main haunted room. We actually barricaded it on this side with a 100 blessing sword right here, which is a Chinese exorcism tool.
And that's the first object right there.
And this is the first artifact, that saw that we were talking about.
Wow.
And then here is our main artifact room.
That's really nice. What was the actual item that the lady did not want to depart from?
I'm not sure I heard that question.
The item that the lady didn't want to get rid of, and then once she did, she.
Oh, that was the horse. Yeah, the nightmare mare.
Oh, okay.
That is a clown that cursed me briefly.
It cursed you?
Yes.
Why briefly?
I'll explain that in a minute. This horse right here is the one that the lady did not want to get rid of.
Okay, it's really kind of cool. I can kind of see that.
Yeah, it is. I wouldn't want to get rid of that either.
Right. Yeah. It's very cool to have. She found it out in the middle of a field and it was surrounded by dead grass.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy though. Is it just wood?
It's actually plastic.
Oh.
So who's Melvin? Is that what the name is? This one's Charlotte. She's pretty active. We're gonna get to Melvin here in a sec.
Wow.
You want me to get over to Melvin? Here, this is Melvin.
That's Melvin.
Oh, Melvin came to us quite unexpectedly. Whoa.
He
having a hard time.
He looks like a hunchback.
Camera's working.
Yeah, the head of the doll is so heavy that that's the only way it can be.
A haunted sock monkey? Are you serious?
Those have blood stains on them.
Oh, the monkeys?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have blood stains on them. Did you notice that this one is kind of tearing open?
Oh, that is new. That's not right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's,
I don't like
that's
that.
very new. I don't like the inside of it. We got one of these things.
Little jelly chip.
Oh my. So you have a question from one of the people watching. They wanted to know, what is it about dolls that attract spirits?
Spirits have this desire to have some sort of physical form, and because dolls are human-like, they are attracted to dolls. And dolls, people also treat them as though they're real. A lot of people, especially with baby dolls, they're cooing at these baby dolls. They're treating them like they are live, real things, and spirits like that energy.
Okay. Now that's creepy.
That's the human thong that he was talking about earlier. Yeah.
Oh, no way. I love it.
And there's the amulet. Yeah.
And there's the amulet. Okay. So you were over there, not to make you backtrack a second, but what was your 1920s Ouija board?
The Ouija board.
Which one was that?
It's up here. Where is it?
I think it's one of those at the top, isn't it?
Yeah, it's this one here.
Yeah, there you go.
Because this one became the replacement. They did the exact same thing, but you can tell because it goes from William Fuld to Parker Brothers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or it goes from Parker Brothers to William Fuld. Right. No, it goes from William Fuld to Parker Brothers.
Yeah, because Parker Brothers did it for a second.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, great museum.
And we have Justin in his natural habitat.
I am haunted as well. Hello. So the briefly cursed clown story. The clown that I said earlier that I was briefly cursed by was delivered on our doorstep in the middle of the night. So I came to work one morning and there was a box wrapped in a trash bag, and roughly scrawled on it in Sharpie was "For Museum." And I opened it up and it had a box that had all sorts of creepy writing on it. It had almost like a prayer or something on it.
Yeah, and on our Ring camera, we saw them doing a ritual, ringing a bell and putting out all these things. It has like
we didn't find out till later, though.
All kinds of protective charms on it. It's got a little container of eggshells. It has a black salt container.
Ripped up.
They really
pieces of paper.
Ripped up pieces of paper. They were really serious about getting rid of this curse.
Wow.
And so I just did what Curator does. I unpacked the box and I was like, oh, it's a creepy clown. Sure, I understand why they gave it to us. And I put it in a little glass case and I put it up. And once I went about my day and went home. And that evening after I left, Chris brought our friend Brian Byers, our local psychic friend, in, and he said, "Yes, there was something in here, but it's not in there anymore." And I believe he actually said, "What I'm worried about is Justin." Yeah. So,
so I'm like texting Justin, like, "Hey, be careful. You gotta be on the lookout." Because, and this is something that people really make the mistake of. They think that it's going to be like something cataclysmic. Yes. They think like a dark shadow is going to jump up and
piano is going to fall on you.
But the truth of the matter is,
Hollywood.
It starts with infestation. It starts with little uncomfortable moments, inconveniences, creating inconveniences, because then it lowers your guard. It makes you feel as though something's going wrong, that your life is going wrong. But it doesn't do it all at once. It does it in these measured moments. So on the way home I texted him. On the way home, he finds himself pulled over.
I got pulled over by the police. And
having never been subjected to a sobriety test in his life,
he
was stone cold sober.
I was stone cold sober, but they pulled me out of the car and had me do the sobriety test, walking the line, touching my nose, the whole deal. It probably was, a good 15 minutes of it. My wife, meanwhile, is sitting in the passenger seat of the car, freaking out. And then at the end of it, they were like, "Would you like to do a breathalyzer test?" And I was like, "Why would we not start with that?" But I took the breathalyzer test.
Why would you want to do one anyway?
Right. So they took the breathalyzer test and they began laughing out loud. And that they're like, "You're sober." I was like, "Yeah, I know."
But it's just that kind of
over.
Right? Yeah. It's just that kind of anxiety provoking, second guessing, panic inducing.
It was much worse for my wife, who was just had to sit in the car
and then you're around that emotion,
to it.
Right?
Yeah. So that I got back the next day, and
we did the same ritual.
The co-owner, his wife, and I actually went through the same ritual that we saw on that camera, and I put it back into the doll as best as I could figure out to do, and then we immediately surrounded it with salt. And Brian has come back since and said that the whatever it is, the curse or hex or whatever, is back in the doll. So fortunately, I only had about 18 hours, 18 hours of a curse. Who knows how much worse it could have gotten. The stories that they had were like miscarriages,
missing children, black mold,
chronic illness,
relationships ending. And as a matter of fact, we were able to get in contact with them, and one of the first things they said was, as soon as we got rid of that doll, they were able to find my missing nephew.
Okay.
Wow. That's big stuff.
And it's interesting. I'm just thinking about this now. It's interesting because relationship problems was the bit of this. And when I got back to my car from this sobriety test, my wife was angry. She's like, "I was sitting here stressed out, and then I hear you guys laughing it up out there." It was fine, but I can see how it would have been the start of tension if things had gotten worse.
Yep.
So, have you ever turned away an item?
Not yet. We have considered it. But usually what we try to do is we try to vet the item, give it some research, utilize our tools, get people in on it. And over time, we start to learn how responsive it is. And, I dare say that so the latest artifacts that we got deal heavily with suicide.
Oh.
And because of that, it was one thing that we were not overly keen to present.
Right.
But the more we thought about it, the more we realized that it was so compelling and so much of a part of kind of an awareness that we would like to spread and share, that we couldn't turn it away. But there was a time when it was like, maybe these should be, retired or taken care of in some other way.
It's all about with those especially. It's all about doing it in a respectful way,
right?
So it doesn't look like we're trying to capitalize on it or glorify
a
anything.
very tactful way of doing it.
Right,
exactly.
Okay. Well, while we're getting ready to finish talking, if anybody that is watching knows the secret word, please put it in the comment and we will go through and figure out what we got. It is an 8x10 exorcist signed photo.
Oh, nice.
And it is come from Sheridan Authentics.
Ah,
nice.
So, I'm trying to think of some questions. You got
do you have anything that's for sale in your museum?
So we actually do have, we were saying that dolls that we don't have a good story for, or, they're just about vibes, we kind of allow them to go up for adoption. We actually have a gift shop full of paraphernalia that kind of works around the paranormal. We have like dowsing rods and EMF readers. We do have protective salt. We have some herbs. We have a local apothecary who puts together like a concoction that's supposed to help you in times when you're feeling like what's called no more ick.
We have sage.
We have sage, of course. Actually, one of the best sellers we have are these little glow in the dark ghosts. Here, I'll grab
Locally made.
Locally made.
Yeah, I think I've got where is our?
Now, where you have your museum, is there a tour that goes along, not like in the museum, but just out in, I don't know, in the city of Savannah?
We do. We partnered with a local tour bus, and they have a tour that goes around and then drops off the people here after hours, so they can walk through.
That's cool.
It's kind of a truncated experience, though. You're not getting like all the leisure time in the world. You're just kind of like motoring through,
right?
But it is a tour and museum access.
So when people go to the museum, do they donate, or that is so cute? I want one of those.
It glows in the dark. I'm
gonna buy one of those.
And locally made and crocheted.
Yes,
and a glow in the dark.
So no, we're a ticketed museum. We are a for-profit. We're not a non-profit museum. And so we have tickets, and we rent out some ghost equipment if they want to like walk through with a piece of paranormal investigation equipment.
But we also allow people to come in with their own equipment.
Oh yeah, if you have your own equipment, by all means, we welcome.
We don't care.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you've had I take it then the EMF detectors have been going off.
So you probably can't hear it, but we do have like a dead bell running right now, and it rings occasionally.
That's funny because earlier it did ding.
Yes. Yeah. That's sitting in Charlotte's lap, and she's the most active with that bell. We have other things. We generally don't keep things on for the purpose of not having everything go off all the time.
Right.
But we allow people to use anything they want.
A lot of people come in and they have the ghost tube or one of the apps.
They'll use their apps
and they'll use that. Yeah, and we have no problem with that.
No.
Some of them come in with hardcore equipment.
Yeah, some come in with like crazy like air quality
monitors.
Devices, monitors.
So just like off the cuff, so you guys do investigate, right?
Oh yes.
So what do you think about the apps?
Okay, so that's a good question. We get that question a lot. And my answer is this. Any device you use, and it doesn't matter what its efficacy is, the true nature of these devices is to open your mind, is to put you in a mindset where you're thinking about communicating, where you're opening the idea. And when an app dings or says a word, you are actively trying to communicate with a spirit. And I think that that's where you have to plant your understanding of how these apps work, because there's no solid science to it. Not solid, there's a lot of hearsay science to it, but there is something to the fact that if you are more open to an interaction with the paranormal, then you're more likely to have an interaction with the paranormal. And one of the best ways to do that is to have a device that is basically telling you there's something here.
Right.
And putting yourself on that wavelength, putting yourself on that path, because some devices are amazing. They do incredible things. They're reading, the slightest vibrations and the slightest things. But I will always contend that the best piece of paranormal investigation equipment is the human heart, is the human mind. We need to be attuned. And I think that the equipment helps us invest our attention, invest our ability in communicating.
Okay.
Focusing intent, kind of.
Yeah. So with you talking about the apps and stuff and doing investigating, what would be your favorite tool to grab besides yourself?
So we use got one right here. We use a spirit chat a lot. It's kind of like an Ovilus. It has 10,500 words in it, and it just basically reads EMFs and spews out words. And I would say it's like 85% nonsense. It's not saying anything that is, it feels very random, but it feels random until it's not. Until it says something that is so on the nose, so in the moment. And that kind of rattles you into being like, oh gosh, something is trying to communicate with me. Something is coming about. So we do enjoy that. We actually rent these out to our guests so they can walk around. It speaks. It has a really interesting vocabulary. And we've learned, there are patterns, sure, naturally, but they do seem to be kind of in that vein of, I think this thing is attuned to me.
Okay. Where could someone get one of those?
So these are offered by GEC Paratech.
Okay.
You can find them online, GEC Paratech. We are just now experimenting with new devices from Infraready in the UK. So this is a spirit bridge. The spirit bridge is very bizarre because what it does is it's picking up syllables. It's picking up phonetics, and then it uses an AI model to match the phonetics to a pre-recorded something. And we've gotten some very weird, like to the point of which I'm like, I don't understand how this is working at all. But we've had like whole sentences, like, and like dramatic sentences. The one that we got was like, there's something behind you and it's not friendly.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait a minute. Yeah, exactly. You're like, hang on. This is supposed to be just spitting out, the occasional word. This is very odd. And we've had like children screaming, which very, very disturbing. Lots of strange sounds. So
demonic sounding growling.
Oh yeah,
and stuff.
growlings and laughter, which does not make sense for what it's supposed to be doing. So I'm in contact with the manufacturer trying to get a handle on what it is. So I've ordered a couple of those other devices. And I will say again, if you're looking for something that keeps your brain alert, finding devices like this really does change the game. You're in a situation, and then a device starts telling you things, and you'll hear this all the time because people are like, oh yeah, these are designed to like say scary things or make it really spooky. I think there's an app called Necrophonic where the voice is like, hello, it's like these scary voices are in it. And it's like, yeah, that's fair. They are playing on the notion of what you're trying to accomplish, but it's about being aware and ready to receive information.
Open.
And I think you will open up when you have these devices running. And I'm not a naysayer of any type, because I am genuinely of the idea that the equipment is just icing. Being in the space is really the key. Being there where you can feel and sense. I've never had a piece of equipment be the end all be all of an investigation, but I have had amazing moments of what seemed like interaction because of the equipment.
Right.
Okay. So
Yeah, I kind of go along with like if you have something going on in your body, you have something going on a piece of equipment, and you have something in a photo all at the same time.
Yes,
And all of
absolutely.
those coincidences can't just be a coincidence.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we've got 1 minute left.
Okay.
I will say this: nobody has come up with the code word, so we are going to say it now and go till the end of next month for the giveaway. And the code word is ghost fish.
Ghost fish. Ghost fish.
So
My favorite
hopefully,
kind of fish. I'm gonna go shark.
next, I would say probably, at the end of next month, somebody gets the right one, and we be able to give it away. Now, is there anything that you want to promote? You want to tell people? The platform is yours.
You can find us on any social media under Savannah Paranormal Museum. We have a website, we have an Instagram, we have a TikTok, we have Facebook, we have a YouTube.
And a lot of the stuff, a lot of the stuff that we talked about tonight, the experiences that we've had are all documented on our TikTok or Instagram.
Awesome. I look forward to looking at it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, gentlemen, we're definitely going to have to come visit.
Yeah, please do.
We would
Heck yeah. Road trip.
We got a road trip coming up pretty soon.
Nice.
Thank you very much. You've been wonderful guests. I absolutely love the museum.
Thank you.
Is there anything you would like to add, Nicole?
No, not at this time.
All right. Well, everybody, let's talk paranormal. We will talk to you next Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys have a wonderful time. Thank you very much.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.